Let's see what's cooking. It's time for Yo-Yo Makes 12.
Here we go, Mummy Cake Pops. First thing you're going to need is some cake. This is an 8 by 8 inch cake that was been cooked and cooled and then crumbled and placed into a bowl. You can see it just broken it up into very small pieces. An 8 by 8 inch cake like this makes about a dozen or so cake pops, depending on how big they are. You need to add some frosting to help bind all the crumbs together. I'm using the cream cheese frosting. You can use whatever frosting you want. And the same thing goes with the cake. Whatever flavor cake and whatever flavor frosting combination that you would like to use is completely fine. Just blend it together until you get a consistency that's kind of like Play-Doh, like modeling clay. You want something that you can mold, something that stays together. Too much frosting, they'll be too wet and they'll fall apart on you. So you need to try to get that balance. Now I'm using a cookie scoop to try to get uniform sizes of cake pops. So just a chunk of the cake pop mixture. And I'm making a mummy head, which is kind of like a oval shape. So that's a pretty simple shape to make. Now I've probably made these a little bit too big. I would probably make them a bit smaller the next time. Now I dunked a sucker stick into some candy melting wafers, white, and then pushing it into the cake pop. That'll help adhere the stick to the cake pop. Then you're going to put them in the refrigerator for about an hour or in the freezer for about 15 minutes for them to chill. You want them chilled but not frozen. That'll just make them easier to handle and they won't fall apart as easily at a later step. So once they're nicely chilled, we're going to do the initial coating and we're just going to dunk them into the candy melting wafers. You could also use white chocolate for this. There'd be no problem with that. These candy melting wafers are purchased at our local bulk food store called the Bulk Barn, but you can also get them at craft stores and online as well if you Google candy melting wafer or candy melts. So dunk it in, let the excess drip off. You can place these onto a cookie sheet covered in wax paper, or if you'd like, you can stand them up into something, either a block of styrofoam, or in this case I'm using a cardboard box. I poked a few little holes in the top and it'll just hold it quite nicely. I know that Wilton actually makes a cake pop holder, cardboard holder, just for this purpose. Now you can put this whole box into the refrigerator or the freezer to let the coating harden, but it will harden at room temperature if you just leave it for a bit. So once the coating is hardened, then you're going to add some mummy wrappings by using some candy melting wafers in a Ziploc bag with the corner cut off, or you could drizzle it on with a spoon just to make the look of mummy wrappings on top of them. Then you're going to stick on some eyes. You can use miniature M&Ms, candy sprinkles, whatever candies you want on this. Just stick them on while the mummy wrappings aren't dry yet and they'll stick to them. And then let everything harden up. And you could finish right there, but I thought that they would look a lot cuter with a little bit of black in the center of the eye. Gives the eyes a little bit more life, so that's what I'm doing here. And then you can store these at room temperature if you'd like. They keep a little bit better in the refrigerator. You could also individually wrap them in little plastic bags and to give them out as Halloween treats. So there you go, Cake Pop Mummy. Give them a try.